What is the most valuable asset within your company? Now, we've got lots of tools, we've got lots of equipment, we've got lots of resources. So it's natural for us to think about all of these things as assets. But actually, the most valuable asset within your company is your customer list. If you were to ever sell your business, your customer list and its hotness, as in how up to date it is, how interactive you are with your customers, is actually considered as a measure of value of that company. So what I often see happening, and when I started my business, I was most definitely guilty of this, is that we might have customers' details on scraps of paper in the glove compartment in the car or the van. We might have business cards strewn all over the desk or in the man drawer, whatever. We've got various contacts in our phone. And this really breaks my heart now, because I've now realized the value of the asset of a customer list. This list is money. This is where all of our money comes from. This is where all of our business comes from. So we really need to start treating these scraps of paper onto an Excel sheet. This is just the starting point. There is a lot more we actually need to do with this. Perhaps you have a customer record management system, a CRM. Perhaps you have an email marketing system. I'm going to be talking about all of these things later. But this is the absolute vital, fundamental starting point for you to nurturing this highly valuable asset that you have. So here's an example of some of the things you need to be collecting. First name, last name, address, email address, perhaps even how you found them, how they met you, and so on. Now, please make sure you separate the first name and the last name and keep all of these in separate columns. The reason why is that this will be important later on if you want to start doing email marketing. You're going to save yourself a lot of mucking around if you do this, which you'll understand why later on. But do break it down this way. Now, for those of you who either don't have the time to sit and enter data or don't know how to use Excel, I'd highly recommend maybe going and getting a virtual assistant. So you can go to somebody on Fiverr.com or elance.com who can type this up for you. Perhaps you've got, maybe you know some students or somebody that might like to help you out for not a lot of money to do this for you. And certainly one of the things I do is I go to a lot of conferences and trade shows where all my target audience are hanging out, and I often come back with this massive pile of business cards. Now, not only do I not have the time, even if I did, I couldn't be stuffed to sit there typing up email addresses. So what I actually do is you can on your phone you can download a free app. One of them is called Camcard. There's tons of apps you can download where you can actually take a photograph of a business card and it will automatically store those contact information details in your phone. And in some apps you can actually export then your contacts in an Excel list. The other method I use, because I often have notes and things written all over them, is I just take photographs. I'll sit in front of the telly that night, photograph every single business card. I will post it through to my virtual assistant by email or send her a link to a Dropbox of all of those business cards, and I'll get her to just type them up for me. And her wages cost me next to nothing for every month. She's based in India. I've been using her for 3 years, and her wages are less than a full-time person for 1 week in Australia. So it is worth it. But once you've got this up to date, really start keeping it up to date. Whether you keep that up to date by outsourcing it every now and then to your assistant, or you just chuck in an email address every time, making sure you're thinking about your customer record management system or email marketing system. So your list, it's money. Start treating it better, get it up to date so that you can start nurturing this to really work in your favor.